Hello, I'm Rachel Arenstein, AIC's e-editor, and this is number 2 in a series of short videos designed to teach members of the STASH editorial committee how to create new articles and entries on the STASH website. In the first video, we discussed how to log in and gave a brief tour of the dashboard in the back end of the site. Now we're going to jump in and start a new article page. Articles come to us in two formats. So the first is when someone directly sends us a Word file and associated images. So if that's the case, and that's actually the easier format, so we're going to start with that. That's great. The other way that content comes to us is through our online submission form. And I will show you in a subsequent video how to access that. But for now, let's say, like the programs that were, like the articles the presentations that were presented at the last STASH Flash session at the annual meeting, those we have the content in the form of Word documents and JPEG or bitmap files. And so I have one presentation already selected and ready to go. So let's just take a look at what we have here. We have the article from William Bennett, and he did a great job in labeling his images and figures by number and associating those with where they go in the text. His article is also properly formatted so that you'll have all the elements that you'll need to put in the right place. So we're going to keep this open so it's easy to cut and paste and jump back to our website. So in this case, we're going to go to here on our left-hand menu, Add New. Okay, so I'm going to make my window a little bit smaller to facilitate being able to jump back and forth between the document that I'm copying from. And we're going to cut and paste William's title into the title page. Oops. See if I can get this GoToMeetings window out of the way, which is creating some problems for me. Excuse me. Okay, creating a custom enclosure for oversized rolled graphic recordings. That is our title. And this is the classic format for adding a new page. But we have an extra plugin on the STASH website called the Page Builder, which gives us a little bit of extra formatting options. And so you're going to click on the Use Page Builder, and you'll see you get this sort of different window that opens up here. And we already have a template for the articles, and so we're going to do Load Layout. And we're going to look for, I believe ours is the article page layout. So let's click on that. Terrific. So you'll see that automatically onto our new page, this is going to add the sidebar that you see on all of our pages, which have, room level, cabinet level, and the full listing of solutions off on the left. Here are the various sections of the article. And the first thing that we're going to put in is, again, to put in the title. Now, when you're copying from a Word document, sometimes there's some funky code that can come along. So this is what's called the WYSIWYG editor. WYSIWYG is the acronym that stands for What You See Is What You Get. And this is sort of going to be familiar to any of you that edit in a sort of online web editor. So it gives you quick links to a bunch of the common formatting options. But in this case, you're going to want to choose this paste as text. And so it allows you to paste in your text, and it strips it from any other word formatting that might cause things to look a little bit wonky. So we're just going to say, oh, I'm going to say OK. And for our title, we want to create it as a heading 1. And we're going to say save. Now, the important thing to know is that now I've just saved save on that first text module. So if I go back in, it should be there, which it is. But that hasn't saved the page. So if you are working, I suggest that every so often you hit Save Draft, so that if something happens, if by accident you navigate away from the page, or something else interrupts your work, you will not lose everything. I guarantee that everyone will do this, one time, and you'll lose a good bit of work and sort of kick yourself. So it's definitely something that once you've done once, you will remember. I'm actually just going to open a browser so that we can pull the Stash website up, so you can see a little bit of the format as we go. So let's just quickly go to Solutions, and let's pick a new drawer level solution. Okay, so here you'll see again, this is the template is guiding us to do all of this. So this is our level 1 header, and now let's make this a little smaller. So as you can see, purpose and the author information is the next, and that's in a sort of 2-column setting. So so that is what this next series of blocks is. So first we're going to open the one on the left, and we're going to copy and paste this information. Okay, once again, we're going to paste as text. And we're going to put purpose down as a level 2 heading. And you need to have a line break between your header and your text. Okay, so now we have purpose and this, and we're going to come back and I'm going to do the image in a minute. But let's save this. And now we're going to go over to the right hand, and we're going to put in our author information. There we go. That's already in there for us. Okay, so you'll see this is a header 2, and here, this is something that is a sort of funky WordPress formatting thing. If you hit enter, it likes to put in this extra spacing. If you hit shift enter, it allows you to avoid that space. So in this case, I'm just going to fix that spacing issue by hitting backspace and then shift enter instead of just enter. Okay, the other information that goes here as the Illustrator credits. And let's just take a quick look at our format here. And so we're just going to actually go up and check out. This is one of the older formatted articles. Let's check a newer one to see if we bolded the information about Illustrator. We didn't. We have illustrations, photo credits. The other thing that we put in is the publication. So we will want to, we're going to leave this as illustrations. So in this case, I just did it with a keystroke at first, but we can unbold using our WYSIWYG editor. And I'm going to put in publication 2015. Okay, so let's check that we got everything. I think so. And we're going to hit save here. So we have our title, we have our sort of purpose, which is our abstract, and that's in a 2-column structure with the author information. And the rest of the article gets pasted in to the 3rd row text block. So everything here down can get pasted in, and then we'll have to go back and clean up the formatting. Okay. As you can see, I forgot to put in the paste as text, but let's see what happens there, and we'll, okay, so I'm going to go in, and as you see, one of the things that we have to clean up is putting in a proper page break so that it doesn't in this case I just hit enter, and now I'll be able to turn off our caps lock, and I'm going to go through and just turn all of these into our page, into our level 2 headers. And keywords actually is a level 3 header. And we didn't have the page break there. So in this case, I'm just going to use Control V. Oh, nope, it wasn't bold. It's getting the header. Okay, I need to turn it back to paragraph, which is our normal text size. Okay. So let's go back up and check we can get rid of some of this excess spacing, which now also got rid of our header. There we go. Okay, so this materials, tools, and supplies can go in as a bullet point. So I'm going to go up to our WYSIWYG editor and do that. Now, as you can see again, since I didn't paste it in properly, some of the lines are a little funky. So we just have to go in and add our line entries. I'm hitting sort of the back button and then enter, which allows us to have a fully bulleted list. Okay, so now we get into construction, and the same thing has happened here. Let's just check the full text. You can see that the formatting that we have is not quite as advanced as you get it in Word. So in this case, we're going to move that back to paragraph. And we have archival and then the size. So this first line here, I'm going to put as numbering. Now, my memory is that numbering here only works as long as it's actually sequential. Right, so this doesn't allow me to do that as a subset. Let's see if we can fix that. But meanwhile, I want to get this. Okay, so here we have 1 through 3, but this second bullet is actually supposed to be subset. So here, let's see what happens if we number that. And pulled that out as a wider indent. Okay, let's come back to this, but you get the picture that sort of the issue of creating a sort of tiered number list can be a little bit fraught. So we have 3 and 4 here, which is good. And we have 5. Excellent. 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's just check that those correspond. 8 is the 2 base, okay. And you'll see that we have the same issue here with the subset on 8. That's okay. So here now, we do run into an issue that this should be number 10. Let's see if it's going to let us do that. I just toggled the on and off, but that didn't seem to help me. Let's go to undo here and undo again to get back to where we were. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to remove by $11. So let's check that our list was created, and then this is our subset of 11. Okay. And again, I'm going to take out this here so that we can bring this one out. We're going to use our decrease the indent. Now we're at 12, which fits. And again, this one needs to come out. 13. And bring that out. Now, some of this may have been avoided if I had pasted it in as text. In fact, that would have stripped almost, everything, and we still would have been sort of in the same place. Okay, the two lid pieces should be number 14. Here we should just be able to press numbered list. Let's see, yep, and that gives us 14 and 15. We're going to delete now we have our 16 and our 17. Let's check and make sure that with our article, how did we get, so this one, and then just hit the tab button and push that one in. So as you can see, the advantage to using the numbered list is that it renumbers things automatically. There may be times when the formatting requires us to just put the numbers in and sort of manually format. Okay, so I'm going to stop here, and we're going to come back and do these images and captions in the next video clip. But let me just get rid of the rest of the captions. So they will not go into the text like you see here. Let's see. Okay. Short length. Okay. So now I'm going to hit, let's check that we got all of those out. So we've got our description, materials, tools, and supplies, and construction. And ending in sync with our Word document. We're going to hit save. Now, we're not ready to publish this. So if you hit publish, this article goes live, and there's still a bunch of stuff that we need to do. So what we're going to do here is we're going to save our draft. And again, I probably should have done this earlier after I finished each section in each sort of module in the page builder. But now let's just hit preview, and we'll sort of take a look at how our page is shaping up. Okay, so we have a little bit of excess spacing here that we can get rid of, but the rest of this is looking fine. And again, we'll come back and deal with this indented list issue a little bit later. But let's just go back in quickly to remove a little bit of that excess space between. So again, we're not live. We've just saved our draft. We're going to go into our page builder, and that was probably our issue. And hit save, and once again, save draft. We will have a further discussion about this in a subsequent video, but the other thing that you'll need to do is set up a page attributes here. So what that will do is that will link this page into its place in the sort of hierarchy of the site. So in this case, we're going to, this is a solution, and we have to figure out where this article fits. So it's not rooms and structures, storage furniture. This is, I believe, boxes, doors, subdividers. I believe this is a tube system. So we're going to choose this, and we can always come back and change it later if we find that that was not really the placement. We can only choose one, but in the end, we can, the keywords allow these pages to be graphics recording, custom enclosures. So I think I may have made the wrong choice, but that will just make it more interesting for a future video clip. Okay, that's going to be the ending for now, and next video is going to show you how to add images and captions.